is full of pain. I'm 1,000 miles away from home, just waiting for a train.
So what's happening here today has to do with the other cleat wall that I had, the old one, and my miter saws. Now, I've got a large Bosch miter saw, a 12-inch slider that I really like, and I recently kind of fixed up and got into service again. And that stays on a miter saw stand that I have decided on, and it works good. But I also have a DeWalt 10-inch miter saw that's not sliding that I love to take with me when I go someplace, or let people borrow if they're building a deck or something. And it also fits on my miter saw stand. Now I've got the rails attached to both saws, so I can flip a couple levers, take one saw off, put the other saw on, and lock it in. But I can't put them all both on at the same time, so I need a place to put the small one, the DeWalt, because the Bosch one stays on the stand most of the time. So I've got a cleat wall that I've kind of refurbished, and I'm going to be hanging some permanent things on there. Now the plan is to make a wall hanger that mimics the pipes that hold the saw on the stand, and to be able to hang it right up on the wall and lock it in place up there. So I've got some pipe that's the same size as 1 3/4 inch outside diameter, and I've got enough of it. And I'm just going to use rails I'm going to make with 2x4s, put the pipe through it, mount it on the wall, and hopefully when I hang the saw on and lock it in, it will stay, because if it falls off, it wouldn't be pretty. I didn't see much of the build of this because I was just building it on the fly as I went along, and I had to change the design a couple times to make it work, but I think we've got it now. And basically I have these two pipes, which are exactly the same distance apart as the ones on the miter saw stand that I have, and they're exactly the same diameter. I just happen to have that. I mounted them to two 2x4s and bolted them in right through on both sides. And then the miter saw fits. Got to put the front in first and then snap the back down, and then you can close the latches on the front, and there's no way that that's going to come off even if it's hanging vertically. When you take it off, you release these and you lift it from the back. There we go. So I have pre-drilled these recessed. I'm going to put some long 3.5-inch screws in here, and 4 of them on each side because this thing's a little heavy, and hope for the best. My old cleat wall, it had cleats. I don't know if you can see these glue areas were glued on cleats all along here. And I was worried that I just have to take this whole piece of plywood off, the whole thing off, and redo it. But when I started to put a chisel under it and pull this off, the glue let go. And I did sand it down, but I can still see these like stripe marks. But this painted now is a lot better than buying a whole sheet of plywood, ripping this off the wall, putting a new one up, as far as I'm concerned anyway. I am bottoming out. Let's get an extension. You didn't see me put it up there because it was quite comical to watch me. I'm glad I don't have to hang this all the time. Now it goes up and hooks here and then pushes down here, and then the locking mechanisms will be here, and that's not going anywhere. So that's done. The next thing that'll hang on this wall is my Kreg jig, and I use it a lot. I built a small table for it. There's a big hole right here, and if I build a holder with a block on here and a large peg to put it on, I think it'll go good right there. If you haven't guessed yet, this is for those tools that sort of need to be in a place, but not on the floor, or I don't have any other place for them. So the wall becomes a hanger. I have this wall that I'm not planning on putting, loose tools on. So this becomes kind of a permanent place for larger things to get out of the way, off the floor, and a limited space that I have. So here's the entire wall, and yes, it does look pretty good if I do say so. This older original Kreg jig of mine is one of my favorite tools, and I just built a small peg when you weren't looking and screwed it on the wall, and here's the jig mounted. So I have several planes, but these are the ones that I mostly use. This is my jointing plane, which I don't use a lot now. I used to use it when I used to joint wood by hand before I got the jointer, and when I made guitars. This is my smoothing and scrubbing plane, which gets probably the most use. And then I have two small block planes here. This is an older Stanley, and this is, I don't even know what this is. This is just another brand that I use when I just need to rough something out. And I need to make a place on the cleat wall to mount them. Mounting these planes, I need to put them up and out of the way so that they don't take up too much room on the wall. And I must tell you that I don't use them all that much. I use them once in a while, and when I need them, but I have a lot of power tools, and that kind of takes precedence now. So let's get them up there. It's actually just going to be a shelf, and I'm going to put the planes up there in 2 rows, and I'll put it up high so it won't take up hardly any room on the wall. I have a backboard with a slot in it to give it a little extra strength, and the shelf, and I'm just going to glue those together. Great rotary tool, kind of like a Fordham, which is kind of like the standard. This is a wheat chair, and it's sold by Woodcraft, and it's really very good. I don't know how much better the Rotom one is, but I know there's some really cheap ones, but this one's pretty good quality. I've always wanted to mount it on something, because usually I just take it out and I hang it from a chain, or I lay it on the bench and I use it. And I don't use it much, but when you need it, it's really nice. And I have a whole lot of different bits and grinders for this. I want to mount it something like this. Here's the foot pedal that goes with it. So we take this off and put it on the floor, and it plugs in. And then you can, work at it on the table. And this box would be for the various bits and so forth that go with it. And then I would like to be able to take and hang it on that flat wall where I put the saw and the Kreg jig and so forth. That stuff is over there for stuff that I don't use nearly as much, and it's bigger, and it really doesn't belong on a cleat wall, which is your daily sort of hand tools for the most part. So I have to figure out a way to organize this on here. So I'm sort of feeling this out as I go. I've got the metal bracket that is normally used to hang this screwed to this, and then I have these two pieces right here that I need to attach to the bottom. Right. Okay, I fashioned this metal shelf that I will be putting right there. And this will hold the foot pedal. Okay, I've screwed this box on here, and this will now sit like this. So let's go put it up on the wall and see if it works. Unfortunately, it comes with its share of cables and conduit. And as a result, it looks a little busy, but it is up on the wall. So we've got the saw, we've got the Kreg jig, and we've got the rotary tool. None of which will come down too much, except I do use the Kreg jig periodically. And the planes are up out of the way for when I need them. The wall is coming along. I'm not looking to fill it up because I'm sure I'll find things to put up here as I go along. So I have a large space in the middle, and I don't mind if that stays an open space until I decide I need something on it. Well, this shop remodel, redo after 25 years is stretching into a long process, but I'm getting a lot done and getting it the way I want to, and I still have a lot to do. Things are still a little disheveled. There's stuff on the floor that I'm still sorting, a few tools that I'm working with, and eventually all of this will find a place or will be gone. And I'll eventually get to cleaning up one more time, and one day it will be finished. Of course, is it ever really finished? Really? Thanks for watching. Once again, you guys have a good day.